Earl, we're at a new location, and what do we have here?
Here we have our first house that we built out of hemp with hemp lime. It's an insulation, right? The rest of the materials in here are what you'd find in standard construction. It's a timber frame. What you normally would do is put hemp insulation. It's a monolithic material, so it's one material all the way through the wall cavity. We replace the conventional materials like drywall, vapor barrier, bad fiberglass insulation, and the exterior, which is siding here, which I didn't want to use myself, is a material that it's a real toxic material of toxic chemicals that we want to get away from. But this, where people would always say, well, what are they going to look like? And is it going to look funny? Is it going to look, like a hobbit house or something? But we wanted to make it look like all the houses around us here. So we put vinyl siding on here, which is what most of the houses around here do have. But what we had to do here is we have to create an air channel between the hemp insulation and the vinyl siding, because the hemp always needs to breathe. So there's a 1-inch air channel on the other side of that vinyl siding, then it breathes through that soffit. But normally we would lime plaster that, another natural material that's breathable. So that's what we'll going forward. But really you can put any kind of exterior cladding on these homes. We chose vinyl siding just because it's what everyone around here is probably used to seeing. We just wanted to make it look like a house that they wouldn't have to feel like it might look funny. So.
Which is weird, because let's look funny, right? We're making changes.
Yeah,
right?
We're making changes, right?
See what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, sure. Part of my research over the years has led me to a lot of healthy materials conferences and natural material builders who, they have some pretty sobering facts about the materials that we use in the construction industry now. And construction can be about 5% of the nation's GDP, but can account for over 50% of landfill use. So one of the benefits to hemp lime materials is it's 100% recyclable. It will never go into a landfill. We could tear it out of a wall and put it back into a mix for another home, or we can just spread it out over a field as an amendment, because it's basically fertilizer at that point. So it'll never see a landfill. There's no toxic materials within the ingredients, which are simply hemp and lime. And hemp can be grown in 90 days, so it's a really sustainable material to grow. Lime is abundant in Minnesota and Wisconsin, so we have a lot of access to those materials. But the materials in the home right now, there's 85,000 chemicals in the construction industry, and unlike the food industry, where you can look on the back of a bag of Doritos and determine, if you can read some of those ingredients, but at least you have the option to consume yellow number 40 or whatever is in that bag. But the construction industry doesn't have those same standards. They don't have to list their ingredients. So those 85,000 chemicals, only 250 have been tested. And what they've found is 5 of those have been banned. So they pivot to another chemical that has the same type of performance for them, but we don't even know what kind of effects that has on our bodies and health-wise. But we know how the impacts environmentally when they produce, and it's just been a bad idea to mine a natural resource, combine it with toxic chemicals, burn them, use them once and then throw them away. It's just a bad idea to begin with. So we're going to hopefully try to change that, and at some point I think governments will start incentivizing these materials, and the taxation on those toxic materials could kind of price them out right now. Right now it's a really close cost comparison for us to grow our own hemp and process it. We can get at better or at the same price or better than conventional building. So right now it's a choice, and it's an option for home builders and home buyers to go with conventional or natural materials. But I think that over the coming years that could start to sway towards the natural side of building. But yeah, there's some other interesting statistics out there that after World War II, when we started using these, it's a pretty level kind of usage of natural materials, and then after World War II it spikes. And when you look at human disease and the growth of human disease, it's the same, it mimics that same curve. Whereas after World War II, when we started using synthetic materials in construction, the rise in human disease has followed that same path, that same graph. So it's a really scary thought to think that, what the place we live in, the place where we think we're safe from the outdoor pollution, it's actually 3 to 5 times more polluted inside the home. So and we got a generation of people who, with COVID and just the people are staying indoors more, and our indoor environment is more polluted than outside. Then something has to change.
So this is the hemp wall on the inside.
Yeah, this is a hemp wall. We sprayed this house, so we have spray equipment now that it really saves water and it saves labor to spray it. So we sprayed the outer walls. This happens to be a cast-in-place center wall that's dividing it, because one of the benefits of Hempcrete and that solid monolithic wall is its sound absorption. So it's basically soundproof. So the other unit, there's this 2 units, so the other unit on the other side won't have to hear what's going on in this unit.
Wow.
So
noise control.
Noise control.
Factor in some of these.
Noise control. Not kind of on the list of mold resistant, fire resistant, pest resistant, but yeah, noise cancellation is another added benefit.